What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I'm Antoine.
Nah, I'm still James.
And we got an epic movie review for y'all. Batman Long Halloween Part 1. I guess it's just on video. It might have went to the movie theater. I'm not sure. Sometimes they do a little joint thing, whatever. But yeah, this was the comic. I forget when it came out. Did Frank Miller make this?
I do not remember.
Probably not. Anyway, this was the Batman comic that is real popular. They finally made the movie for it. I didn't think they was going to, but they did. So we're about to review that. But before we do that, got an intro. Alrighty, we have returned. Batman Long Halloween. I don't remember what year it came out, but this was like a long running. I mean, this was a very
series.
popular.
Yeah.
I guess you could call it a graphic novel. And I don't think Frank Miller did it, but it's in the vein of those.
So it was written by Jeff Loeb,
Okay.
published between 96 and 97.
Oh, okay. So it came out in the 90s. So yeah, I remember reading this and enjoying it back in the day. I kind of forgot a lot. When I watched the movie, I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute, wasn't he the killer? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we're gonna watch this trailer real quick so you can get an idea what this movie looked like, and then we're gonna be back with our full review. So this is the trailer for Batman Long Halloween. Then we back with our review.
I can't really be a lawyer and a criminal, can I? I want to win. But do I want to win like this? I'm of two minds here.
So it's a coin flip.
Johnny Vitti was murdered tonight. Falcone crime family has to be taken down.
There's only room for one homicidal maniac in this town.
Why are you running?
You could use a little fun.
I thought you didn't hurt people!
You thought wrong.
You still haven't figured out who killed Johnny Vitti?
A killer who only works on holidays. There's lots of crazy out there.
Once I take him out, things are gonna be different. We can start a family.
The city is fallen, Alfred.
And we must endeavor to lift it up again. Who is Holiday?
And who's next?
That was trailer for Long Halloween. Was you a fan of the comic originally?
I'd never actually finished it back in the day.
Really?
Yeah. I had started reading it, and my library stopped. Didn't have the rest of it, and so I was trying to find it. For a while.
So you didn't get it online?
Yeah.
Because I had read it all together online after it was already. Because I had this little resurgence for DC long-running comics back in 2010 or something. I just remember because I was out of work for a month. That's the longest I ever been out of work. And somehow, some reason, I just started reading a lot of DC comics, and that's when I got into the Red Hood. I just started just catching up on all the stuff I just didn't even because I was a Marvel guy back in the day,
Right.
and then I started kind of looking at a little DC a little later. And I don't know what it was that made me. I think it was. I don't know if it was the Nightfall because I read the whole Nightfall. Then some reason I went and started going back and looking for Batman comics, and I got long. And I ended up watching reading the Long Halloween, what's the other one?
Thrill Killer or
The Red Hood, Hush, like all that stuff. I just went back and read them all at that one time. But anyway, Long Halloween was one of them that I read, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I was looking at the Joker. I was thinking, can they ever do one of these stories without the Joker?
no. Like, and this is
Even when they didn't need him.
like this is kind of the weak. It's kind of like the whole thing with like we talk about on the way they make all of these movies in DC. It's like Batman doesn't need to be in this one, but
Yeah.
they can't not.
Yeah,
So it's like
I bet you that was like a executive decision or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
we like your story, but you got to squeeze Joker in there.
yeah, because like I think I remember someone saying like the cases that end up in the Long Halloween were like written as like Halloween specials. But
Oh,
they,
yeah?
But they got like
So it's like an anthology kind
yeah.
of.
But someone said, you know what?
Let's put it all together in one
Yeah.
story. So, okay, the story is somebody's going around killing, I guess they members of the Falcone crime family,
Yeah.
which I'm looking like, why does Batman even care that? It's like,
Like,
it's my job for me.
It's one of those things that always pisses me off about comic books where it's like, so only the worst of the worst are getting killed. And
Right.
there's no collateral damage.
Right, exactly. They should make, this is like a family affair. It's like, they should have the people that was getting killed, like officials or somebody important, somebody doing something good.
No.
These were all criminals anyway.
Like consummate criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So members of the, I think Falcone crime family was getting killed. I think.
Yeah.
But okay, so when this was happening, Batman didn't have a clue. That's what it killed me. That's why I said this is one thing I didn't like about this comic, because Batman really never figured nothing out,
No.
and they stayed true to that in this animated movie.
And it just kind of hammers home how I don't want to say inept, but the word I mean to use is inept.
Yeah.
He comes off in this story where it's like he never figures out what's going to happen before it happens.
Right.
He never he's
He
always
never figured
off
out what's
chasing
going on.
He's always chasing the wrong lead.
Yeah.
Like,
He's not proactive. He's just reactive.
Yeah. It's like, hey, that guy just did a thing. I'm going to go find him. Okay, but you still haven't found any clues about the case we're working.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason you're in this.
Right. And if we even watching, not even Batman, we watching a detective story, usually you see detectives follow clues to find somebody, not just react to when people do stuff. And every idea he have for who's the killer, he never right. All he did is just ask other people.
You know what? He's worse than the detective from Pink Panther.
No, he ain't that.
No, I'm telling, because like that dude at least has enough dumb luck
Yeah.
to happen upon some very major clues.
No forensics. No. I haven't seen him follow a clue.
No, he hasn't.
All he do
he's
is
barely
ask
seen any
people
clues, man.
who did it.
You
I
know,
don't know.
like
Who did it?
like
I don't know.
every time they give you a twist and send you on some tangent in this movie, it's like Batman happened to be in a place and something happened to happen, so he chased that thing and found out some stuff.
Right.
And like that stuff
Yeah, you're
doesn't
right.
help him like figure anything out. It's just like, I now know where such and such has been doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't help you.
Right. Okay, so this is early in Batman's career, so Harvey Dent is not Two-Face yet, and he's working with Harvey and Captain Gordon at this time.
So this is basically like a year 2-esque
right,
story.
but you know what I was looking like? Damn, all those villains already exist though. It's like
Yeah.
it's like they shouldn't have come over time. In 2 years,
So
you got the
Penguin,
Mad Hatter, the Penguin,
Joker,
Joker,
Calendar
Man. Like it must be a villain every week. See,
at least every month.
it's a villain every week as a comic, but in their universe, this takes place over
years.
right, a lot more time. So the next week, it's been like few months or something
Yeah.
in that universe. But it's too many villains to be only his second year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, and then like when folks like start like it kind of makes it that much harder to justify Batman watching this because it's like, one, he doesn't seem to be that good at the job, and two,
Because he's early, he's still good at, but he don't seem like a smart guy.
no, like, at all. Like he this Batman is the Batman the Riddler is always complaining about. You know what I mean?
Surprised we didn't see him.
You know, same. You know, like he's really physically capable. Doesn't do a lot of thinking. Just punches stuff and drives his car real fast.
Which, this ain't the Batman I got accustomed to later on. I think it's just all about the writer, how he want to write them.
Yeah.
And like you said, I bet you the writer had a story and wasn't going to have Batman in, and then put Batman into the story. Because he do so many things out of character. And I'm not complaining because it's a good animated film. And I got a lot of pros in here more than cons. It's just the story itself. These were my problems with the story itself when I've read it. You know, I felt like I'm watching a dumb detective that's just reacting to everything else, and then at the end of the day, he just gonna arrest the guy that's last man standing.
Because like this is very much the Batman that people who complain about Batman talk about. You know,
right?
It's not the Batman we're used to.
Yeah. So like as they retcon Batman later on, he's a lot more. He's smarter, more detective, follow more clues, and he know everything, even if he don't say nothing. Where people think, oh, you know, they telling him something, but he already know. You know,
and also like I think if I had to put my finger on the one thing that most like annoys me about why this Batman is the way he is, he doesn't have any kind of insight into the criminal topography of Gotham. You know, so he doesn't know who's moving, who's doing this. And I'm so used to Batman.
But he's still early, though.
He's still early, but it's like it's a very weird place to be in Batman's history.
Yeah. Let's talk about, okay, what I did like about this. Now, I know this don't follow the story exactly as the comics. If I recall, I ain't read it in a long time, but this was a feature-length film. And usually when they adapt these comics, it used to be like maybe an hour. This was like an hour and a half. Like, I like that because that's why I problem with Year One. I really love Year One reading it, but watching the animated film, it just didn't do it for me.
It didn't have time to breathe.
And that's the thing. You got to build a little bit. You can't add. Don't add because that's killing joke.
Yeah.
Expand. You know, so like in the comic book, you skip to this person's in theirs. I can see how they got to this position. Even if it take like 3 minutes,
right?
You know, just expand on the story just enough to keep it.
Sometimes you may have like a page in the comic that's dudes waiting in the shadows. Cut to someone walking down the alleyway.
Right.
Cut to the person getting closer.
We just got to see panels.
Yeah.
You know, we can see that person get to that position.
Right.
You know, things like that.
And you can get story beats from that, like, like someone like, huh? Was there someone there? No.
Right.
Let me keep walking. Like, it can help build that tension till the moment of the actual hit.
Right.
You know, the actual punchline there.
So
that's
I
one
did
thing
like
I
that.
like about this.
Right. That's what I was going to say. I did like that. It was it wasn't drawn out, but it was expanded, and it wasn't too long, but it was long enough to make me feel like I was watching a movie. You know, it wasn't just a quick episode. Because all those other ones, like I said, it's like an hour. It's just a bunch of action. I love the Red Hood movie, but when I think about it, when I went back and watched it, it's just like an hour of action.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot of good action. I love those were some of the best action I've seen on one of the animated films. But that's all it really was.
They cut a lot of they skip a lot of the dramatic tension.
Yeah, just like an hour of good action scenes, which was fun. But I'm looking like, okay, that's not a feature-length film. This was more close to a feature-length film because it was played out like that. So I really like that, man. And,
like it definitely feels more like something like The Dark Knight Returns. Where
which that was great too.
Well, like you actually get to sit and ride in some of these scenes, so like it feels more organic. It feels a little more fully realized.
Yeah. So we watching it, man, and I'm looking like, okay, I kind of forgot who the villain was. Who the main killer was, and I'm not going to spoil that. But, okay, so the killer is a dude named Holiday, and Batman trying to catch him, right? And like we said, he's not getting no close to catching this dude. And it is just, it's playing out, and I'm looking like, okay, every time you accuse somebody, like you know they the killer, then they die.
Yeah. Like, you know what it is? It's like Murder, She Wrote, you know.
No, well, she was smart.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's like when folks like start dying when you get too close to figuring something out. Like, can you come meet me
But
here?
she
I
never
know
thought,
something about
right.
something.
No, but she never thought that person that she wanted to
No, you're right.
was the killer.
You're right. But I'm just saying, like, as far as structurally,
Yeah.
you know. But like this goes to one of my.
I guess for the audience.
Yeah, it's for the audience. But like this goes to one of my problems with this, which is this, you know. You say you forgot a couple times who the villain was. So does this movie. You know, and the problem with that is the reason it forgets is because Batman keeps getting distracted.
Okay, we could talk about that with Catwoman. Now, I think it played off a little different in the comics with his Catwoman. They got her like Robin. They turned her into one of his partners, not just the playful relationship they had or whatever, which I'm looking like, Batman, what are you doing? It's like, okay, like is the one scene there, she jumping on rooftops and stuff, and she doing it, and he's like, I'm gonna do it like she do it, you know, like he ain't gonna use his grappling hook. He almost falling and dying and stuff.
Like, and he looks very amateurish trying to follow her.
That's
across the
something I would do,
rooftops.
trying to press a girl, but that ain't something he should do.
Right. Like even when he does finally like
and make it so bad, she look like she better than him.
well she is.
That's a problem.
I mean,
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Go ahead, continue.
you know, even when he does finally pull the grappling hook out, just like, you know what, I ain't playing this game no more. Then she says, "Oh, you gonna change the rules later?" Like,
Yeah, I guess that's what they do.
like, and
I guess they do that all the time.
like I get that's how they flirt in the comics,
Yeah.
but
It's cool.
It's
but
cool.
It's just now she was a criminal that he was. Well, I guess I'll let you go this time or whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's more like she just a partner.
Because like she's not a criminal in this. I'm like
That's what I'm saying.
You know, so it's
She
like
basically his partner.
like it's one thing like she steals something to get his attention and then say,
Yeah.
now that I've got you here, you know, have you seen such and such? You know, something like
And-
that. But it doesn't play out that way here.
And they got this relationship. They alter egos are in a relationship.
Yeah.
So the storyline is that they don't know that they're.
I'm still not
Batman
sure
and
if they're
Catwoman,
supposed
right?
to know or not. That's
Well, yeah, I wasn't 100%, but I'm thinking like that makes him look even dumber if you don't know.
you know, like 'cause there's even a bit where she says something like almost verbatim that she said, like not to him but to someone else in his presence earlier in the movie as Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I can't tell if he noticed it or not.
Whatever. I'm not that stupid. I wouldn't notice that this is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know, how are you the greatest detective? Oh, he's his first. Then he should. If even if this is early in his career, if you this dumb, then you should not be doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, that's the thing. It's like, okay, like let's say this is year 2, right, or somewhere thereabouts. You know, we're not in year 0, year 1 territory, but you know, he's not the Batman we've come to know. Okay, he should still be a smart dude,
Right, I know. That's what I'm saying. I still
Like-
supposed to be impressed with his intelligence. Right now, you just seem like, as Everett would say, a spoiled rich kid that got too much time on his hands or some shit. He said too much of trust fund and too much time on his hands.
Yeah. But man, like, and I think that's what drags this down for me. Is just like,
But that's the actual story,
I
though.
know.
So they did an amazing job of translating the story to, animated movie form. Now, I'm gonna get your opinion on it on the animation in a second, but they did an amazing job translating this story, way better than other comic book adoptions. But the problems I had with the story itself is the same problems I'm having, but I still was entertained. But it's like, I'm feeling like, man, it's hard to get behind Batman, making him look kind of dumb like this.
yeah, because like I think that's one of the things that I kept having so much trouble with was, I get it, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's more to me when I read that. I remember reading that comic. It kind of showcased all his villains,
Yeah.
all his rogue gallery.
Well, because that's what it was. It was kind of a
yeah.
celebration of his rogues gallery.
Right. But see, that's cool. But I think they should have found a way to make him look more competent, even though that he had to tangle with all these villains he did. But they just made him just like, I don't know. They just seem like they bested him.
Well, and it would be one thing if they made this look like a mystery that even Batman couldn't solve.
Yeah, but remember when he talking to the Joker, like, why'd you do that, Joker? Like, stupid, I didn't do it. Like, Batman should know this.
Yeah.
You know what the Joker is. You know what the kind of MO he does. You know why he would and why he wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Like, because even like to the idea of like, if it was the Joker, he would have told you.
He would have told you. He would have done it so different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Joker, he's not discreet. He's not. Yeah. He's not going to secretly kill nobody and then go back off in the shadows. Come on, like, Batman. You know this.
Like, it would have been different.
That's your number one criminal. You know this.
Right. And so like, I'm sitting here going through. I'm like, you know who that probably is such and such. And the Batman's, who is he? What do you mean?
Joker, why you do that? It's like, why are you my favorite? Why are we arch enemies? Because you dumb. But no, it was like we said, it was well made. How you feel about the animation?
I like it. I really like it. One is not so over the top. Mm-hmm. Like some of the that last run of the like New 52 animated movies. What was it like? Doom. Was it Doom?
You talking about the Justice League?
That last Justice League one.
Death of Superman. It was a couple.
All that stuff. You know, like, and they did it like they've done the last few cartoons, and there's a lot of production on it, and it's slick. But I like that this looks a little dated.
Yeah, I would say because it looks different, but it works.
Yeah. It's kind of like they do this whenever they want to make an old school Scooby-Doo cartoon. Where it's like the animation's like they do some creative half steps to make it look like they don't have the technology that they do, and it comes off genuine. It doesn't feel like they're trying to fool me into thinking. It just feels like, hey, this is how things used to look. It's cool, right?
And the reason why it worked for me too, because they don't focus on the action. It's more about the story. Yeah. It's more about playing the story out. It's some action, but that's not really the big selling point for this that comic or this cartoon, this animated film. It's more about see the story play out.
Yeah.
And
I especially love like some of like, and I won't,
because it's a crime drama mystery.
It's a crime drama, and like just some of the plates they use almost look hand painted. Mm-hmm. And I love that. Like, it's a little less detailed, a little more like feels a little more gothic, a little more lived in. Mm-hmm. And that just helps sell the sort of, I don't know, the emotional flavor they're trying to give this.
Yeah. So I really dig that the animation style they use, and like I said, it's because I'm focusing on the story, not really the action. The action was still pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't really see nothing that stood out for us. Like, that's like I said, the Red Hood probably had the best action I've seen out of all those animated movies.
Yeah.
But the story enough was good. Was so good that you really didn't need.
I would have been fine if this had no action.
Right. That's what I'm saying, because it plays out like if you're watching a crime drama mystery. Movie, and you want to find out who the killer is or whatever, you don't need to stop to do flippy kicks and
just
superhero
landings. Film noir take.
Basically that's what it is.
Yeah, like just a lot of heavy emotional, moments. A lot of chasing down clues, following leads. I don't need a kung fu action set piece in this one, man.
Or is it the detective we following just who's the killer? Oh, well, you dead. Who the killer? Okay, no, he dead.
Is it you? Oh, he's dead. It was you. Oh, he's dead. Was it you? Oh no, that's Joker.
So anyway, it was a good movie. This is part 1.
Yeah.
So we'll get a part 2. We'll get a reveal of who the killer is.
Yeah.
It's kind of obvious.
Yeah. And I will say all the most interesting things in this have nothing to do with who the killer is.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's just the setting in and of itself is so interesting.
It playing out real good, but it would be better if they would not make who the killer is an obvious choice. Because once you eliminate everybody, which they are doing, which going through Batman, just eliminating everybody with the motives, motives.
And like, even if it's not who they're making it very clear that it is, it's going to be a very unsatisfying reveal.
They even had a moment where Batman had an epiphany and was like, it was him, and you was still wrong. It's like, dude, this Batman is not smart at all.
He followed the right clue to the wrong conclusion.
Wow. I mean, it's hard to respect this Batman. It's like, it's my boy, Batman, my boy, but damn, you ain't that smart at all, bro.
Yeah.
We need Robin or something. Somebody.
It's like a lot of folks say, like, you can't have Batman without Robin. He's not on this game if he doesn't have a Robin. I'm like, is this what Robin is for? Like, I thought he was just supposed to draw bullets with that bright ass outfit, but apparently he was supposed to do the thinking too,
AKA decoy.
Yeah.
All right, so that is our review for Batman: The Long Halloween. It's a good, it's one of their best animated films. One of their best animated films that they made in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's a good adaptation of the comic if you was a fan of the comic. And if you never heard of the comic but you like Batman, you will like that. You will like this too. But I'm going to warn you, if you used to Batman being this smart detective that you like, if you were a noob on Batman and you used to him being a smart detective,
like,
you're gonna be a little.
If you're used to like the end of the New 52 and the Justice League Rebirth era Batman,
yeah, you're gonna be like, no, this what? You're gonna be like, wait a minute, Batman didn't know that already? No, he's a dumbass.
Yeah. However, if you've been reading any of the Dark Knight's Metal series, this is your Batman. This is your Batman. It must be this. No.
Well, I'm gonna go take a nap. All right, y'all. We are out of here. Appreciate you for checking out the video. If you stayed this long, and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get the subscriptions up. Hit the bell icon so you can get a notification anytime we post new videos or we live stream.
And if you did like this video, go ahead and drop a quick thumbs up so that YouTube knows that you like what we're putting down and so that we know that you like what we're putting down. And drop a little comment down below if you've seen this. Tell us what you thought, what you liked and didn't like.
Yeah, I guess they're catching where we're putting it down. But anyway, we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.